Jesus. All right. Let's talk about dating a little bit.
Number 1. Just be yourself. Reality, you can only afford to just be yourself if you're attractive enough in the first place. Meanwhile, for anyone who's unattractive, it will be irrelevant because they'll get rejected based on their looks anyway. And for anyone average, jester maxing will be required to get any attention. Lie number 2. Be someone you yourself would want to date. Reality, this phrase is in direct contradiction to the last one. First you say just be yourself, now you say be someone you would want to date. Which is it? Lie number 3. Just be confident. Reality, your looks is your confidence for the most part. Let me ask you, who looks more confident out of these two guys?
All right.
Attractive enough in the...
So let's talk about this, right? Oh my God. All right. So first of all, I could smell the mother's breast milk in his mouth, even on TikTok. This is a young man who thinks he's learned something profound, and he can't wait to share with the world. He created a whole PowerPoint for TikTok, and he shared it with the world, and he really thinks he's saying something that makes sense. First of all, as a foundation, looks and money can only last for so long. They get old, okay? Right? Now, wealth building doesn't necessarily get old, but money by itself, it's a byproduct and it's a tool, okay? So that's for the ladies that tend to chase after money. They get old too. You can marry somebody who has all the money in the world, that gets old too. And I would hope that you're looking out for something else a little deeper than money. The same thing with looks, okay? This is especially true for us as men, okay? Your looks is stupid, it's useless. I mean, we all saw in the last few weeks, we all saw Austin Olderman, a good-looking man, complaining bitterly about being rejected by American girls. Okay? So he said, just be yourself. He said it's a lie. Now, in a different context, I do think be yourself is always a terrible advice because it leaves very little room to acknowledge that growth is necessary, period, in life, especially as a man, right? A lot of people shy away from growth and they say, I just want to be myself. That's stupid, okay? But the way he's coming at just be yourself as a phrase, you can only be yourself, that's only useful if you are attractive, because he thinks of attraction only from a from a look standpoint. For every 10 girls you talk to that's already hooked up with a person, even for a long-term relationship, they are probably not with a person that they see as the person that see as the best looking person. Why? Because they got attracted to something else. They became attracted to something deeper than just looks. Sometimes you hang around a person and you have a conversation for like 30 minutes and then you start to take a liking to them. That is the reality. The reality is not the look, like the first aesthetic that you see in a person. That's not the reality. That's a short-term reality, and you know, if you know anything about anything short-term, obviously they don't last. They get old very quickly. And the second lie says...
First place. Meanwhile, for anyone who's unattractive, it will be irrelevant because they'll get rejected based on their looks anyway. And for anyone average, jester maxing will be required to get any attention. Lie number 2. Be someone you yourself would want to date.
So he said, be someone you'd want to date. Again, the real simps, they always think of things at a very surface level. So never mind context. He's just reading a sentence. It's like people that have a problem with happy wife, happy life. You see them argue their lungs out because they can't stand the idea of a happy wife. They overreact to the idea of a happy wife. Like, who says that? They're like, dude, that's simp talk. Because again, it was a metaphor, just like this was a metaphor. Be someone you'd want to date. It doesn't mean exactly verbatim, literally, you become that person. Why are we interpreting it that way? So he says it contradict be yourself. Right? This is like we're talking to a 3-year-old. This is problematic. If I see 10 people among 3 billion men, is it 3 billion? Yeah, 3 billion men say this kind of stuff in our society, we're in trouble. When men don't understand context, understand metaphors, parables, proverbs, if everything has to be literal for them, we're in trouble. Be someone you'd want to date. What it means is that whatever you want from them, you should make sure you're able to provide for yourself. Whatever you want out of life, make sure you be the solution that you want in the world. It's a popular saying. It's nothing to be taken literally, to be argued with like a child. You're not a child. Don't argue like this. Everything is not literal, right?
Reality, this phrase is in direct contradiction to the last one. First you say just be yourself, now you say be someone you would want to date. Which is it? Lie number 3.
A better argument would be, because people fight for compatibility. I think when people fight for compatibility and they're looking for compatibility, I think it works against them. Okay, because you're looking for someone that will complement you, not someone that will be exactly like you. That would be a better argument. But to just pick out the words out as like literal, it just tells me more about, I don't know this guy. Maybe we'll see his name so you can go follow him after this. I caught this video on TikTok and I just felt sorry, you know.
Just be confident. Reality, your looks is your confidence.
Looks is not confident, ever. Okay? Ever. The only thing closest to surface level confident is maybe your educational level, but more so your experience. Okay, your experience, and those things come. Maybe you feed yourself with education, but it has to come out from inside. Confidence comes from the inside, not your looks. I know way too many good-looking people that lack confidence. Way too many. So this tells me that this person that's teaching here does not have any experience. They're regurgitating some bullshit they read in one chapter in a book.
For the most part. Let me ask you, who looks more confident out of these 2 guys?
We don't know, you Okay, I'll just slow down. We don't know. That's just a picture. They both look slow to me. The one on the left looks like he did his hair, I guess. Is that supposed to mean confidence? I know way too many guys that look exactly like him, but they can't say 2 sentences. They start shaking and start peeing on themselves when they're presented with a fine young lady thing. This is problematic. We have work to do. Yeah, we have some work to do. So, and he called the reality. This is part of the problem. He just called the reality. Now, he's talking a lot of reality without giving any real examples. Everything is generalized. Let's play one last video, then we'll talk about this R. Kelly situation.